Well, those were the headlines we've been tracking for you this evening on What's Brewing Today. Quick service platform for on-demand home services, Snabbit, has raised $19 million in its Series B round, led by Lightspeed, with continued backing from Elevation Capital and Nexus Venture Partners. Now, this comes just 4 months after its $5.5 million Series A round, and the company now plans to expand to over 200 micro markets across metro cities in India in the next 9 months. Joining me now to talk about the road ahead is Ayush Agarwal, founder and CEO of Snabbit. Ayush, welcome to Startup Street. What gap in the market is Snabbit solving? If you could take us through your offerings. You've built a full stack model from training and sourcing to managing talent in-house, and that's quite operationally intensive, Ayush. So why not opt for a lighter platform-only approach like others in the gig economy?
Thank you. Thanks for having me, Shruti. I think the first question that you asked is, what is the problem that we're solving? Well, what we realized is that in today's world of convenience, you can very easily get a cab, or you can get food or groceries delivered in minutes at the tap of a button. But if you want any simple help at home, it's relatively very, very inconvenient. And that's a personal problem that I found multiple people were grappling with. And that's how we basically said that let's make it as simple to get home helps as simple as it is to probably book a cab or to order food. So I think we're basically India's first and the largest hyperlocal home services platform, and we're completely revolutionizing a space that has seen zero disruption over the last few decades. And the reason that we've gone full stack is because in the world, in the category of services, service quality is extremely important. Trust and safety is extremely important.
Yes.
And the only way to actually be able to ensure that we're able to provide quality service, consistent service to our customers at scale is by owning the entire supply chain.
Sure.
Hence basically the efforts on sourcing, training, and onboarding and full stack supply system.
Okay, so $19 million in Series B just 4 months after your Series A. What drove this rapid follow-up, and what made investors like Nexus and Elevation to double down so quickly? And also, Ayush, if you could take us through, how you plan to allocate this fresh capital.
Yeah, so we launched early last year, and we spent 12 months working out of just one micro market and basically perfecting the business model. We raised Series A once we were confident of the business model working, and we basically cracked playbooks on both the demand and supply side. What we've seen over the last 5 months has been unprecedented growth. So we've grown 5x in the last 4 months, and we've basically proven out the same business model across multiple micro markets. We launched Bangalore, we launched multiple clusters in Bombay as well, and we've seen really encouraging response. For example, it took us 150 days to get to 100 orders a day in Hawaii, which is our first micro market. But it took us just 8 days to get to the same milestone in Thane, which basically talks about the fact that we know that we're executing well, and we basically need to double down on this momentum, and hence we've basically gone out and raised more capital to fuel this expansion.
Okay. Snabbit promises trained experts at your door within 10 minutes. How does the logistics of that actually work? And you have introduced a time-based pricing model. How has that shifted consumer behavior or expectations?
Yeah, so I think it's the entire supply chain management is about designing very efficient networks, which are based around dense neighborhood clusters, and then it's all about just very accurate demand prediction, so that you can actually place supply very close to demand. It's more of a network design and a demand prediction exercise as opposed to a logistical issue. And I think the quick commerce infrastructure that's come up has obviously helped us in designing this very efficiently.
Sure. Ayush, you're aiming to launch in 200 plus micro markets across top metros in India in just 9 months. First, tell us what makes you bullish on this aggressive scale up. And then if you could also talk to us about how do you view competition from legacy players or local networks? Is Snabbit's vision to be the Swiggy for services? If you could tell us what's your moat in such a high frequency, high trust category.
So I think the reason why we're very bullish on scaling this extremely rapidly, as I said, is because we've spent a lot of time just going very deep into the micro market that we launched in. We spent 12 months just operating out of one micro market, understanding the customer, understanding our experts, as we call them, and understanding what's really working, and also building a path to profitability. And then over the last 4 months, we've actually managed to replicate the same business model across multiple other clusters as well. So that's the proof of execution is basically what is driving our momentum and our commitment into this category to say that what we've done in 10 micro markets can be leveraged across 200 more.
Sure. One final question, and if you could quickly answer that, you've said Snabbit is as much about speed for customers as it is about dignity for your workforce. If you could elaborate on the social architecture you're building, and as you scale across cities, how do you ensure consistency and quality across such a fragmented sector?
So I think the way we look at it is we don't call them maids. We don't treat them as gig workers. This is a very different supply chain for us. We inherently internally address them as experts, ensure that they're dressed properly, focus a lot on training and sourcing. So I think just having a very different approach, which is not purely transactional across the value chain, is what drives this entire feeling. Because for the longest time, this entire cohort has been marginalized and operated in a very offline industry. So I think that's the way we're looking at it. And I think, I think the fact that we will be able to maintain the quality and consistency across is because we've spent a lot of time in building really cutting edge tech powered by artificial intelligence that can actually ensure that the same models can be leveraged across multiple micro markets.
All right. On that note, I'll have to wrap up our conversation. But Ayush, many thanks for your time. Appreciate you joining us on Startup.
Thank you so much, Shruti.